It seems like almost everyone is talking about these unhinged 10-year-olds at Sephora, and as someone who is also on social media at 10 years old, these Sephora kids have become my new Roman Empire. If you don't know what Sephora kids are, they're a wave of kids ages 8 through 12, so preteens, who have begun shopping at Sephora and are kind of a nuisance to customers and employees. These are the little kids that will make little potions out of their samples, leave a mess and a trail of everything they've touched behind, throw a tantrum if their parents don't want to pay their $900 bill, and even hit other people with their Stanleys and stomp on them with their little Uggs while yelling about wanting the last viral Dior lip oil. I know, I can't believe that sentence came out of my mouth either, but it happened.
The little girl starts speaking to me and she's just like, oh my gosh, is that the Dior rose gold lip balm? And I was like, yes, it is. And she was like, is there another one? And I was like, unfortunately, no, I don't think so. I think I just managed to find the last one. It was like tucked away in the little corner. She starts pouting and she was like, oh, can I have it? And I was like, sorry, I've been actually also looking for this. So, you know, you can always ask the ladies in the front if they have more. And she was like, but I want that. I don't want to ask the ladies in the front. And I was like, oh God. It's them. Maybe you can try to order it online or something. Ask your parents about it. And she's like, but you have one in your hand. And I was like, I do. And she was like, give it. And I was like, no. So it's in my hand like this, right? She reaches over to grab it. And I'm like, don't do that. Because I'm 5'10". And she's like 5 foot on the dot. I'm like, don't do that. I'm sitting there like this, like, damn, what a good day to be tall, right? As I'm thinking that, this damn little kid hits me with her freaking Stanley cup. So I got hit and I'm like, all right then. And she sees that I'm not moving because I kind of just twitched, but I was just like, there's no damn way a little kid just hit me, bro. So she started trying to pinch me, but I was wearing a jacket and she's like, give it to me. And I was like, no. No. Even more so, no. So instead she steps on me and uses like the back of her Ugg or something and like completely scratches up my leg. Look at my leg. She like cut my leg with her shoe. But look how big that Stanley cup is. That hurts getting hit by it.
I could sit here and talk about how back in my day, we weren't going to Sephora and buying $300 perfume and biting adults. But I'm not going to do that because every single generation does that. Millennials did it to Gen Z, boomers did it to Gen X, heck, boomers are still doing it. We get it. You got a house for a chip, a penny, and a used napkin. Must be nice. But anyway, well, I'm not going to talk about how we weren't at Sephora buying retinols and anti-aging and anti-wrinkle and chemical exfoliants, which, by the way, are so bad for young skin. It will literally damage young skin. Instead, I'm going to talk about why we weren't. Aside from an obvious possible answer of skincare advances weren't as good, we didn't have as many options. Okay, but that's not the point. The real point and the root of the problem is that the preteen or preteenhood, whatever you want to call it, is dead. While yes, some of us were online at 10 years old too, we still had access to other spaces that were appropriate for our age. I'm talking My Scene, Pixie Hollow, Club Penguin, Disney Channel games. Do not even get me started on Webkins.
Welcome to the curio shop.
The way those Sephora kids are with their mom over Sol de Janeiro is the same way I was with my mom over Webkins at Hallmark. Though I wasn't beating or kicking anyone and I was actually terrified to throw a tantrum because my mama don't play that. So, same C's, but different. Aside from silly little online games, teen magazines aren't really a thing anymore. Some of my subscribers have let me know that they still exist and they may or may not still have a subscription to them, but they're in their 20s. Gen Alpha kids just don't care about them as much. And to be fair, why would they? These are the babies that were raised on iPads and then TikTok. Their attention span is about the size of a pea, so I really can't be surprised that they don't care to read an age-appropriate magazine, which is sad because those magazines were way more than just celebrity gossip and celebrity posters. I remember them having an entire advice column where they'd talk about school and bullies and periods and crushes and all that good stuff. You know, that awkward stuff that preteens go through and feel awkward talking about. Now instead it just seems like the pipeline is Cocomelon to Euphoria, which is terrifying. Which, speaking of shows, I don't see as many pivotal tween shows as before. Like Hannah Montana and That's So Raven alone did so much for my self-esteem.
Because in case you haven't noticed, people come in all shapes and sizes and they're all beautiful. Tell it, girl!
We had so many shows with powerful female leads like Lizzie McGuire, The Proud Family, Wizards of Waverly Place, Kim Possible, iCarly, even Good Luck Charlie on the tail end of it. They tackled a lot of issues that I remember relating to, like body image, rejection, Mean Girls, how to talk to your parents about embarrassing things, even racial injustice. And while yeah, these shows are technically still around and you can stream them whenever, it's just not the same, especially when not everyone may have access to these streaming services. When it was just cable television and you had maybe 80 channels and let's say 3 of them were kids channels, you watched what was on whenever it was on because that was all you could do. You couldn't scroll on TikTok or stream on HBO or Max. You just watched what was on TV. And then you'd go to school and talk about the same show you and your friends watched last night at the same time. Now it's more, did you see this TikTok? Did you see what this influencer posted? OMG, did you see Michaela's 12th apology video? Bandwagoning and FOMO don't care if you can stream Hannah Montana. Gen Alpha's content is social media. Preteens also don't have their own stores anymore. I remember going to Claire's with my mom and getting cute earrings and even Justin Bieber and One Direction merch. Oh my God, y'all. Side note, I had a little girl ask me if I've ever heard of this band called One Direction. Have I heard of One Direction? I had like war flashbacks. I also remember going into Limited 2 and buying A Little Bit Longer by the Jonas Brothers the day it was released. Nowadays, you go into Claire's and it's mainly Gen Z buying Squishmallows. Or in my case, me getting cute hypoallergenic earrings because my ears are sensitive. If there are no spaces for a girl to be a preteen, can we really be shocked when a 12-year-old wants to start looking, acting, and dressing like a 20-year-old? If you were to ask me what the preteen space is now, I'd say it's social media. And I can't think of anything else. I'm sure there are some preteens out there following their millennial mama's footsteps with no access to social media and binging The Proud Family and using Clean and Clear, but I don't think that's the majority. And that's not to say the majority is out there terrorizing a Sephora near you either. It's just to say the majority are on social media because sometimes it's easier for their parents to keep their kids distracted with the screen sometimes. And listen, I do not say that negatively or maliciously because I am not a parent and I cannot imagine how difficult it is to be one, especially in this economy. If a screen is what you gotta do to get some work or dinner done, I get it. But also just know the screen kids are gonna get exposed to stuff that maybe they shouldn't be exposed to. Like drunk elephant? The word drunk is literally in the name. What do you mean an 8-year-old wants a skincare fridge for her drunk elephant? Well, sober him up, take him back to the zoo. Have they even hit puberty yet? But hey, if I'm an 8-year-old scrolling on mommy's phone on TikTok and I'm watching this 28-year-old do a get ready with me and she's telling me about how this Dior lip oil changed her life and I absolutely need it, I'm gonna want that Dior lip oil. Which like, Dior? The Kristen Dior? Now my family was too broke to even speak that name. Which, can we talk about how social media is constantly trying to sell you something more than ever? I can't scroll on TikTok without getting an ad or a TikTok shop product link every other video. It's actually ridiculous. And that's coming from me, someone that has grown adult money and can make grown adult decisions. A child though, she doesn't care. She wants it all. Oh, it's $1,500 for a 12-step skincare routine? Okay, and not my money. Shit, they have no perception of money or working hella hard for that money. I can't blame them. When you mix social media and it's over consumerism with the already toxic beauty standards placed on young girls and women since the dawn of freaking time, which is another deep dive that I'm not mentally, emotionally, or physically ready for. And then you add, or actually should I say you take away their preteen space, like we did it to ourselves. We cannot blame the Sephora kids for being little demon goblins. We can only blame ourselves. Well, and their parents. Respectfully, mainly their parents. Like, girl, how you gonna let your 10-year-old bully you into buying her retinol? Nah, because my mom and her chancleta would not even hesitate to put me in my place. And I'm not saying we need to bring back the chancleta, but like, there's gotta be another way, because ain't no way there are little girls doing nighttime routines on my For You page.
First step, my ordinary. Oh my gosh. Smooth as a baby's bottom. Wow.
If you don't go use some Cetaphil. Literally, if kids are gonna be using any skincare, it should be a mild cleanser, moisturizer, and sunscreen. That's it. Glycolic acid, BHAs, hyaluronic acid though, which can be found in a lot of Glow recipe products, which is also another Sephora kid favorite.
Dermatologist rates Glow recipe products for 10 to 12-year-old kids. No strong exfoliants like this will burn a kid's face off. No. No, no, no to infinity and beyond. If you tied me up and forced me to choose a serum for a kid, I would choose this one. No. Let your kids' pores thrive without exfoliation. Definitely not needed, but niacinamide isn't harmful. Wouldn't even wish this much exfoliation on brats like Draco Malfoy. Yes, this is a fine moisturizer. Peptides are a big fat waste of money for kids. No. How does Glow recipe have so many exfoliants? Yas to gentle cleansers like this. Sorry. No retinol until you're at least out of college.
Those chemicals chemicals will literally damage their skin barrier. You don't need 20 skincare products to protect your youth when you are quite literally still in your youth with baby soft skin and non-existent wrinkles, which is really sad when you think about it. At 10 years old and already insecure about looking old. Holy therapy to come. And it's sure as heck not the kids' fault, just want to make that clear. Kids don't know any better. We know better. Their parents know better. These billion-dollar corporations know better. But Sephora doesn't care. Sephora just cares about getting daddy's money. So it's up to their parents and us. I think influencers doing get ready with me's or night routines should specify that their products are not good for young skin. Is it our responsibility? Not technically, but to act like kids can't come across our videos and be influenced by them is a bit naive. It's probably the least we could do. And I know there are some out there that will say, just let girls be girls. Let them play around with their makeup and their Sol de Janeiro and their Lulu Stanley lemon juice Ugg boot. Saying that is actually pretty dismissive and a disservice. Just because something is tied to girl behavior doesn't mean that it's okay and shouldn't be critiqued, especially when it's not in their best interest in the long run, i.e. their mental health. A report from the CDC in 2021 found that 1 in 5 teen girls are persistently sad and hopeless, a 21% increase from 2011. A 2023 survey found that about half of teens describe their social media usage as almost constant. So yeah, adults have a responsibility to try and create a better world for these girls. We can let kids mess around with makeup and skincare that is appropriate for their skin. It's about finding a balance, not retinols. One more little trend I've noticed that I just want to sprinkle in here is while these 10-year-olds are going feral at Sephora trying to act grown, women in their 20s are reverting back to the easier and happier days of childhood. We're buying Squishmallows, Hello Kitty, we're putting bows in our hair, everything we own is pink. We're back to making friendship bracelets. I mean, Disney adults. You can't tell me they're not happy as heck when they're at that place. I'm kind of jealous of Disney adults. And if you didn't know, those online games that I mentioned, like My Scene, Disney Channel, Webkins, they're still around. So you can bet your booty I'm gonna go play that sandwich stacking game and probably be up late into some ungodly hours of the night trying to beat it. Which, can you even beat it? Like, I don't know if there's even an ending. I don't know how high that sandwich can go, but I'm determined to find out, especially now that my prefrontal cortex is fully developed. But all in all, while girls experimenting with makeup and skincare isn't anything new, when you take away safe, age-appropriate spaces and replace them with social media instead, the stakes are way higher. Sephora kids, and really just kids, have unfiltered access to a complete wasteland of information that can lead them down a dark path of damaged skin and low self-esteem. I mean, just look at us. We're barely hanging on by a thread. I can't imagine what Gen Alpha is gonna be like in their 20s. Hopefully better, if we could be better. Now that all being said, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and if you enjoyed this video, don't be afraid to like it. I will not hit you with the Stanley Cup. I'm actually still on my Hydro Flask Visco Girl BS, so. Anywho, I hope you have a great rest of your day or night. Bye.